My name's Wanda Ward. I'm head of the Office of International and Integrative Activities at the U.S. National Science Foundation. I really see this as the future of the scientific enterprise. We can't afford as a world, not only as respective nations, but we can't afford as a world not to use the maximum talent available to us to advance breakthrough discoveries, to create the next innovations, as it were, to train the next generation of scientists and engineers and teachers and learners, and to engage the society very intensively as we move forward, advancing science. One of the things that has excited me most about the Gender Summit is the incorporation of both new knowledge and established knowledge on how better to attract, retain, and advance women in science, in academia in particular, but in all fields of science and engineering, but coupled with advanced knowledge and increased knowledge on the criticality of incorporating the gender and sex dimension into the research process itself, again, to strengthen our scientific knowledge and its application to areas like health and energy and transport. We need to hear all of the voices of trained experts around the world, but also to hear the voices from women and men who are informed on the research and who, in fact, create the discoveries of how important sex and gender are in the research process and in the research content itself. So looking at male and female species, for example, on studying important health issues is quite essential. There was a very interesting presentation in this summit that talked about increased awareness and knowledge of how men use or don't use rehabilitation services for cancer, because the same thing doesn't work for them as it does for women. Another extremely important issue, especially to those of us in North America and the global reach of the world, Africa, Asia, Pacific, is this issue of the intersectionality between gender and race ethnicity. So the very same issues might affect different groups of scientists, women of color, in different ways. That's very important to increase our knowledge base, but also is very important to improve society. Gender in science and technology and innovation is global. There are some important local issues that should be addressed at the national level, but there are many similarities and important differences in our understanding of scientific phenomena that we need to make a collective commitment to work together to better understand and support. The very exciting thing about the internationalization and the globalization of gender in science and in innovation is that there are a number of very important similarities. However, there are some uniquenesses. One of the things that I talked about in my session just a short while ago is that the intersectionality of gender and race and ethnicity is much more prominent in the United States in particular. But one of our partners in North America was also Mexico, the CONACYT Foundation in particular, looking to go to South Africa next year, and Korea next year just expands this issue of the intersectionality of race, ethnicity, sociocultural considerations. So I'm very excited about increasing our understanding, but also increasing the participation of different voices, particularly women of color.